question to you is, what do you want? Do you simply want to be a part of a group socializing with others that are on the left-hand path? You're welcome. You're welcome to do so. But if you want to go further, if you want to get a better understanding of the self, if you want to reach that stage in which is sometimes referred to as self-deification, then we have that to offer also. See, what people in today's world don't realize is that you not only need to nourish the body and the mind, but also the soul or the psyche. Now, most people, they'll simply nourish the body, or the body and the soul if you're very religious, and feed the mind, let's say junk food, if you will, not very nutritious. For instance, the belief in creationism, so on and so forth, that gets shoved into the mind. So there's a lack of balance in the individual. Now others, they'll feed the body, nourish the body and the mind, but they ignore the psyche. And what happens over time, that leads to a malaise, if you will. In some cases, nihilism. We are a sect of what I like to call the Indo-European perennial philosophy. See, there is an idea that there was this once great esoteric philosophical thought that stretched from India to Ireland. And due to the Abrahamic faiths, it's been obliterated in the West pretty much, but it survived in the East. Islam attempted to eliminate it, but it didn't quite succeed. So it survived in the East, pretty much died out in the West. And in the West, it's now known as witchcraft or the occult or paganism, if you will. And we are a sect of that greater philosophy. We are not, and I've emphasized this before, we are not strictly satanic. We are not Luciferian. We are not Asatru. We are not dark pagans. We are a combination of all of it. We try to encompass all of it, in a sense. Trying to find the common roots, trying to get down deep to the original perennial philosophy, if you will, of the horn god archetype, back down to Pashupati, if not earlier. Now, yes, the gods exist. They exist as metaphors in your psyche, aspects of your psyche, the greater psyche, greater consciousness, if you will. Well, what is consciousness? Consciousness is, okay, let's put it this way. What is the only thing that you can be 100% certain of? Your personal consciousness. That's it. And what is another name for your personal consciousness? It is, in Sanskrit, it's called Brahman. Brahman is this greater consciousness. And the gods are all aspects of Brahman. Now, just because you find meaning in this philosophy does not necessarily make you a Hindu, just as if you find a connection with Satan doesn't make you a Hebrew. You got to understand now, all these gods and monsters, angels and demons, are all aspects of Brahman, all aspects of your psyche, of this greater consciousness. Meaning, not only is the Trimurti an aspect of Brahman, meaning Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, but also Satan, and Lucifer, and Lilith, and Akkadi, and so on and so forth, all the gods. What does it mean to be necromancers of the gods? Well, what do necromancers do? Necromancers conjure the dead to get answers. Now, we are going deep into the psyche, awakening those gods that in some cases have been alive for millions of years. Let me explain that, for instance. Take Aphrodite. She first came into being when that first ancient ancestor of ours, that primordial creature that first felt lust, Aphrodite was born. Ares came into being when that first primordial being, be it reptilian or earlier, killed another of its kind purely because it wanted what the other had, let's say, territorial speaking or whatever. Say Pan. Pan came into being when that first ancient creature felt panic. Those are aspects of the gods. And what we attempt to do is go down deep and find these gods, resurrect them, and bring them to the fore in your psyche. Hence leading to what Jung called individuation. That's what we have to offer. You interested?